Well, thanks, Dana. Now, each and every day, my mother still asks me what the heck I do for a living. Well, as a general practitioner, we see everything, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons why people come to see us, of all people.
You know, after you visited a doctor, we run into the next room after we see you and have a smoke, and we write down the reason that we saw you is coded. So we now know if you come in with COPD, we will code you with a 491, or if you come with a hemorrhoid, we code you with a Gordy Tupper special or something like that. So we code you, and now we can go back on the stats and find out why you're actually coming to see a doctor. Number 10th reason is you come to see us is because of your cholesterol. You get high cholesterol levels, and that's an important thing to prevent. That's the number 10 reason that you come to see us.
That's true. Now, number 9 is acute bronchitis. Now, not really named properly. There's nothing cute about phlegm and sputum and respiratory tract infections, but that's the 9th most popular reason.
The 8th reason, you can blame the media, like us, as in otitis media or middle ear infection, usually hitting children, and that usually hits in the middle of the night, of course, when they're most painful. You do not need antibiotics for that, by the way. Okay, Tylenol is your best treatment for it, but if it's severe, you do. But for 90% of the cases, we no longer use antibiotics for ear infections.
And the 8th most popular reason is just normal pregnancy supervision. Now, this is usually females that visit us, and usually it's a happy occasion, I hope.
Yes. The 6th common reason you see us is for anxiety. People going on a flight, they get the white knuckle flyer syndrome going, or having problems at work with somebody, or they work with somebody who creates anxiety. So anxiety is the number 6 reason.
And number 5 is acute upper respiratory tract infection, also known as the common cold. Now, commonly 48% of you end up with an antibiotic, but it has to do with how big the patient is, really, whether they wrestle an antibiotic prescription out of me.
Which is too bad, because you don't want antibiotics for colds. Number 4 is because of a normal periodic health check. You come in for a physical, and you don't need that if you're a healthy 25-year-old. You know, after age 50 perhaps, but that's the 4th reason you come to see us is just for a head-to-toe physical.
And number 3 is diabetes. Now, this is a real up-and-comer with speeding with a bullet as we get wider and wider. Now, we used to say juvenile diabetes and adult onset diabetes, but unfortunately, as the kids are getting larger, we're seeing more of this type 2 diabetes in the children. So that's really popular at number 3.
Speaking of 2, the 2nd reason you come to see us is because of depression. Unfortunately, it's a bummer that this one is getting higher on the list, but depression is the 2nd commonest cause that you darken the door of a doctor.
And number 1, with twice as many visits than even number 2 in depression, is hypertension or high blood pressure, and that's the reason why there's 195 different medications for hypertension.